What is up, guys? This is Joe with Team First Class Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, we were originally not going to do this deck profile. I was going to let everybody else have a turn before I started getting into my other decks I play besides Burning Abyss. But, you know, Konami went, they announced all this brand new Toon support. I'm super hyped. Everybody's super hyped. Anybody who watched the original season has got to be hyped. I mean, who doesn't love Toons? They're just so awesome looking. Anyway, the reason I ended up making this deck at first is because when I first started dating my fiance Alexis, she kind of got into it when me and my other friend, he'll probably be in videos eventually, Josh, but me and him got back into the game, and she wanted to play with us, and she just really liked the way the cards' pictures looked, because I mean, obviously it's cute little versions of everybody. So I originally made the deck for her and never really thought much about it, and then I started playing it to teach her how to play it, and it was just, I honestly fell in love with the deck, because it's not great, and even with the new support, it's never gonna be great, but the deck's just a lot of fun. Like, that's really what this is. This deck is just a fun deck. So, getting into it, the first three of, and one of the most important cards, is 3 copies of Toon Dark Magician. Now, Toon Dark Magician was a really nice boost for the deck because he lets you special summon other Toons from hand as long as you discard a Toon, and you could add a Toon spell or trap from the field. He has the drawback that a lot of the Toons have, which is you can't attack the turn he's summoned, but as we'll get into later, we don't really care about that because we're going to special summon, but like it doesn't matter. Yeah, you waste the turn, it sucks. That's really the biggest part about this deck. The deck's slow, but it's a lot of fun to play, a lot of damage to be done, and you know, you go from there. Super important, 3 of, like I said, summons out the rest of the Toons. To go along with him, we have 2 copies of Red Eye's Toon. Now, he's really important because you're going to use Red Eye's Toon to summon out Toon Red Eyes. Because basically, once per turn, you can summon 1 Toon monster from your hand, except for him, once he's out there. So basically, he's going to come out, you're going to use him, you're going to special summon Toon Dark Magician. Other people really good with Toon Dark Magician, because Toon Dark Magician, you get another summon, and then you get a bunch of bodies on board. Now, they're both level 7. Some people like to play the rank 7 toolbox, but honestly, that's a whole lot of work for really underwhelming. I mean, rank 7 toolbox is good, but in this deck, I'd just much rather not even worry about it. Just play your Toons, do direct damage, Detroit smash everybody in the face. It'll be a good time. Then we have 2 copies of Toon Cyber Dragon. Basically, is exactly the same as regular Cyber Dragon, just a Toon, same rules apply. Anybody who plays Cyber Dragons knows what he does. He comes out, free body, you can use him, you could tribute him for other Toons later if you really wanted to, you can just have the free body, there's a lot of things. We obviously, anyone who's gonna play Cyber Dragon, it's like we're not gonna play Nova and Infinity and everything else, but that's for later on, we get to the extra deck. But yeah, Toon Cyber Dragon, a little upsetting that he's only a rare, but that's okay, he's the one non-hollow boy in this entire deck. He's worth it though, great card. Then we have 2 copies of Toon Gemini Elf. Now, she's really good. Basically, she's going to come in, she's going to do damage, you attack directly, because that's the whole shtick of this deck. You attack directly when Toon Kingdom is out, and when she attacks directly, it pitches a card from your opponent's hand to grave. I mean, now in the game with a lot of grave effects, not the greatest, but really dope art, and like I said, this deck really just doesn't have a lot of great monsters to go into, and she's definitely one of the best ones. Plus 1900 beat stick, how can we really complain? Plus level 4, access to the rank full toolbox. Not super relevant now, definitely gonna be more relevant later. Then we have 2 copies of Toon Masked Sorcerer. Similar, level 4. He's also like a small draw engine for the deck, because he does damage you to draw a card. So like, if you're really rolling, and it almost never happens, but if you're really rolling and your opponent's behind, you have Gemini Elf, she's poking, they're losing cards, Masked Sorcerer's out, he's poking, you're gaining cards. Again, he's low 4, so he helps you with the rank 4 toolbox. And just, yeah, same thing. Little draw engine from the deck, always good to draw more cards. Then we have 1 copy of Toon Dark Magician Girl, because who doesn't love Dark Magician Girl? We all love Dark Magician Girl. And she also is one of the few that gets to attack as soon as she comes out, which you don't really think is a huge deal, but once you start playing the deck, you realize it's a really big deal. It's like a free 2,000 damage directly to your opponent whenever she comes out. You just attack directly, boom, 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 2k damage. You do that, let's say if you have other tunes out, like you have Toon Dark Magician, Toon Red Eyes, anyone else, this game goes for a game, the deck goes for a game really quickly if you get all your pieces in place. Then we have definitely the most important card in the deck. 3 copies of Black Stone of Legend. Now, this is the most important card of the deck because you are going to normal summon, then you are going to tribute it, and off that tribute, you're going to grab your Toon Red Eyes, and then Toon Red Eyes is going to grab you Toon Dark Magician, and then Toon Dark Magician is going to pitch a card out of your hand and grab you another Toon card. Now you kind of get how this works. This is absolutely the most important card in this deck. Best card of the deck, which is interesting because it's Toon deck and it's the one non-Toon card. Then we have 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Seasonal Depression. Great hand trap, great generic hand trap. Sorry, Zidane, let me just straighten you out there. Great generic hand trap. Everyone knows what she does. Everybody should have this card by now. If you don't have this card, what are you doing? Why do you not own Ash Blossoms? But as I say that, super important here, you'll notice, not common. So again, like I said in the BA deck, when you talk to, comment, play Renee, just remind him common Ash does not activate from hand because that is the poor people tax. And as I tell Zach all the time, we are not poor in this family, so we don't run commons besides Renee because he doesn't like nice things. Now for the spells, obviously, the reason you're gonna play this deck, 3 copies of Toon Kingdom. Now, for the longest time, Toons were unplayable because Toon World as a card sucked. It just let you bring out Toon monsters, and to be honest, all the Toon monsters at first were really bad. Like, I just noticed that MCole40 did this on his Market Watch. Anyone who's been paying attention to prices, the original Toon Blue Eyes is like $1,000 card right now because of this support, and it's honestly one of the worst Toon cards you can possibly make. I mean, yes, it's Blue Eyes, everybody loves Blue Eyes, but that card is terrible. I mean, I understand collector's market, but guys, come on, there's so much better ways to spend $1,000. Anyway, Toon Kingdom, really good because this card, other than the fact that it looks really nice and it's secret rare, is this card makes Toon World what Toon World was in the anime. So when you activate it, you banish 3 cards on top of your deck, and this lets you play all your Toon monsters. It does Toon, right? It's a Toon World. Perfect. You get to play your Toon cards. But also, if your Toon cards would be destroyed by battle or card effect, instead of destroying them, you get to just banish a card instead, and they stay there. Think about that. You're attacking for damage, and every time they try to clear your damage off the board, you just banish a card, you get to keep your damage, and then the next turn, you're hitting them with it. It's like the anime. They all go back into the book. That's exactly what this card does. This deck is literally Protect the Castle. Like, obviously, see there's a castle in there, but like the deck is Protect the Castle. The whole deck revolves around this card. If you don't get this card out, you're not playing the deck, you're not playing Yu-Gi-Oh!, and you're gonna have a bad time. So super, super, super important. Then we have 3 copies of the best searcher in the game, Toon Table of Contents. And I'm not even joking when I say it's the best searcher in the game because it's so generic. You just add 1 Toon card from deck to hand. That is literally almost every card in this deck. You can just immediately search it out with Toon Table. You can even, if you wanted to, people used to do it in Sky Strikers. I know Caleb did because he was trying to pick these up when it first came out. If you didn't know, basically when you first played Sky Strikers, people used to play 3 copies of Toon Table because it was like playing 3 Upstart. Instead of your opponent getting 1,000 life points, you play these 3, you search Toon Table, search Toon Table, search Toon Table. Now you have spells in your grave. You've thinned your deck down to 37 cards. It was a good time. You're welcome, Caleb, for this shout out. Then we have 2 copies of one of my favorite cards in this deck, one of the most fun cards to use in this deck, Comic Hand. Now, this card is essentially an on-theme Snatch Steal. So as long as you control Toon World, or in this case, Toon Kingdom, because it counts as Toon World, you equip this to an opponent's monster, you take control of it, and it's now a Toon, which means it gets to attack directly. You get to block it from being destroyed with Toon Kingdom, and it literally is, you know how Pegasus made Toon Blue Eyes into a Toon. He just stole it, and now it's a Toon. That's exactly what this card does. So, like, if you imagine it, it's like Toon Borreload, Toon everything. Just amazing, amazing, amazing. So much fun to use when your opponent has, like, $130 card like Appaloosa. They bring it out, and then all of a sudden now you have Toon Appaloosa, and you're just Detroit smashing them in the face with their $130 card, thanks to your Pegasus special here. Then we have one copy of Mimicat. Now, you play it at one because, again, the card's gimmicky, this whole deck is gimmicky, but it's just a lot of fun. So, if you control Toon World and a Toon Monster, you target one card in your opponent's graveyard. If it's a monster, you special summon it. If it's a spell or trap, you set it to your side of the field. So, you just steal a card from the graveyard, again, like the anime. Super fun to use, super great art. It's just, this whole deck is, like, again, this deck is just fun. I would say everybody should build it, but honestly, the deck's always been expensive, and it's really expensive for a mediocre deck. But Labor of Love made it for the fiance, and honestly, I just adopted it because this deck is so much fun, like I said. So if you are in the market and you can afford it, pick up this deck because you will have a good time playing it. You're not gonna win, don't get me wrong. You're not gonna win your locals, you're not gonna, like, top a regional, but you're gonna have a lot of fun playing these cards. Then we have one copy of Shadow Toon, the last Toon card in the main deck. Toon spell card. It's really fun. You just burn your opponent for the attack of one card that they control. So again, you just, like, if they have something with like 3,000 attack, you play this card, bam, you just burn for 3,000 attack. Which really matters because you're doing so much direct damage. It's like, you know, you just steal games with this card. Two copies of Instant Fusion, because everybody loves Instant Fusion. Obviously, we're playing Toon Cyber Dragon. We want ways to get into Nova and Infinity. It's like a mini, not a win con, but like it helps you, again, protect the castle. Instant Fusion, always a good time. Everybody loves Instant Fusion. Hopefully it doesn't get hit, because that would really suck for this deck. Then we have two copies of Pot of Duality. Now, again, don't really care about special summoning. I mean, like, yes, it's nice to special summon, but honestly, you run Pot of Duality because we gotta wait a turn anyway, so if you just get the cards you need, you play them, you get the normal summon. Honestly, once it gets reprinted, this is definitely gonna be Extravagance. Like, for now, it's Duality. In June, this is gonna be Extravagance, because Extravagance, again, we don't really care about the extra deck at all. Yes, we have a full extra deck, but we don't really care about it, because we wanna just play our tunes, we're gonna play them now. Again, Extravagance, but for now, Duality. Because, like we said, Toon Red Eyes is one, not Toon Red Eyes, well, he is important, but Blackstone is the most important card. Play one copy of 1-for-1, because this is a fourth copy of Blackstone. We need to see Blackstone as much as possible. This is the best way for you to do it. 1-for-1, amazing card. Any deck that plays any level 1, we all know you want to play 1-for-1. One copy of Terraforming. Really like the way this super looked. I always thought it was so clean. Anyway, fourth copy of Toon Kingdom. We need more Toon Kingdom. This whole deck needs to be playing Toon Kingdom. Great time. We're playing it at 1 because it's at 1. If it was at 3, we'd probably play 3. I might play 2. But we would play more copies. It's just, it's at 1, so we're stuck playing it at 1. Last spell, we have one copy of Monster Reborn. Because, you know, you want to get things out of your hand, you throw them away for terraforming, not for 1-for-1, you just, you know, you get cards out of your hand. If you pitch cards away with Dark Magician to summon tunes, you just special more tunes. It's just, plus this is a classic old school card. Who doesn't love old school cards? This is an old school deck. Play your old school cards, guys. Then for the traps, we have two copies of Evenly Matched. Yep. These are the exact two copies that I have in my BA deck, and I didn't feel like re-sleeving them, so for this, they're going to stay in this black sleeve because I ain't switching to mint for one video. Evenly Matched, amazing card, big blowout card, as we said. There's a reason this card still holds a price and is expensive. Evenly Matched, great card. Again, it really works in this deck too because, you know, you just evenly match them, you go to battle, you end your battle phase, go to main phase 2 because we can't attack during that first turn anyway, so, you know, may as well get the free Evenly Matched for free, do all our Toon stuff, and then Detroit Smash with our cartoons. Oh, cards for you. 2 copies of Toon Briefcase. Absolutely love this card. Non-targeting removal. Phenomenal. Toon Compulse, non-targeting. Absolutely great. Don't want to run it at 3 because it's a trap. Super good. Super good card. Again, like I said, non-targeting. Who doesn't love non-targeting Compulse? Then, the last card of the main deck. 2 copies of Lose 1 Turn. Now, this card, you control no special summon monsters, which shouldn't be too hard because, again, yes, we do special summon, but if you really set yourself up, this card's going to steal you and win you so many games because it essentially becomes, if a card is special summoned, they gotta come in special summon defense mode. Now for links, that just means that part doesn't matter. But the more important part is they come in with no effect. So think of all those really dope link monsters. They come in, they have no effect, and like it's again, like I said, your opponent loses 1 turn, which sets us up to do our stuff because this deck is a little slow. Not a little, it's slow. I know they said they're going to give us new cards to make it not slow, but until then, this deck is slow. This is going to make your opponent slow. Amazing trap card. The only thing that sucks is a trap, but you know what? It doesn't matter because, again, this deck is slow. So play your slow traps. Have fun, play your slow traps. Then, for the extra deck, we have 1 Link Karibo. Wow, why are you playing Link Karibo? Because it's a level 1 monster. Well, yes, you're never going to use Black Stone, but we have Link Karibo. We'll get into why you play him. It's just, again, obviously we're going to Thousand Eyes. It's a Pegasus deck, guys. Come on, we're playing Thousand Eyes Restrict. Spoilers. But, anyway, then we have 1 Panzer Dragon. Everybody who plays Cyber Dragon knows you instant fusion this. Toon Cyber Dragon or regular Cyber Dragon. Free Nova, well, you paid 1,000 life points, but Nova, Infinity, whatever you gotta do, Panzer Dragon. Plus, even if you don't get, let's say that gets stop, you get a pop. I mean, who doesn't love it? Again, Panzer Dragon. Wish he came in a higher rarity than rare, but it's okay. Rares are gonna be gone, so appreciate them while we have them, guys. Then we have 1, like I said, Thousand Eyes, super rare. Really love the super rare look on this card. Anyway, Thousand Eyes, Pegasus deck. Come on, we're gonna do it. You suck things up, Link Karibo. Just Thousand Eyes. It's Pegasus, guys. Get it on theme. Character duels. Why is it not a thing? Shout out to KG for letting me borrow one of his. Millennium Eyes. Amazing card. Got really expensive for a little bit. Had one, but then I ended up selling it a long time ago. Anyway, thank you, KG. Let me borrow it. Always going to use it in this deck. Great card. Great removal card. Just, there's a reason this card's expensive too. And it's dope artwork. Come on, guys. Look at it. Then we have, because we're playing Cyber Dragon stuff, Chimera Tech Mega Fleet. Suck things up. If you play Cyber Dragons, what this card does. It's just it's a good card. You play it. If you wanted to, in the Master Rule, what you could do, we're not doing it now, but you could do it later. Instant Fusion, you can play Rare Fish, you can play Toon Mermaid, you can make Bahamut, and then you can make Toad and protect the castle with your cute frog. Anyway, Cyber Dragon Nova. Obviously, the stepping stone to get to Cyber Dragon Infinity. Amazing card, helps you protect the castle. One of the best boss monsters for sure. The reason this card is still played. If you don't know what it does, I mean, you know what it does. Everybody knows what this card does. They're playing forever. Anyway, you suck things up, you get negates. Just amazing card. And attackers. 1 Abyss Dweller, because we're playing rank 4s. May as well have the rank 4 package. Evil Swarm Exciton Knight, because rank 4 package. Master Key Beetle. You play Dark Monsters, you detach it, 1 card you control while this card defends on the field, cannot be destroyed by card effects. Protect your castle. Level 4s, Dark Rebellion. Cast out to blow things away. Tornado Dragon for the back row. Baguska, slow the card game down. Cowboy to help you burn for game along with your direct damage and your Shadow Tunes. Then, in the side deck, we have 2 copies of Effect Veiler. Because this is a gimmicky deck, we aren't going to spend that much money on Infinite Permanence for a gimmicky deck. We already have to buy the extravagances. 2 copies of Ghost Bell for the grave shenanigans. Then we have 2 of the Machine Kaiju, just because. Fun to kaiju things away. You can even play the other Cyber Dragon fusions, Contact Fuse, really cute moves you can do with that. Cyber Dragon players know what I'm talking about. They got really excited hearing that. 2 copies of Vanity Boy, because Gentleman's Yu-Gi-Oh! For the win in a slow deck. 2 copies of Called by the Grave, because you want to get your plays to go through. 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, because like I said, sometimes destroying back row isn't enough. You need it gone, you want it banished. 1 copy of Toon Rollback, because it's a Toon card. We get better Toon cards. Probably going to switch some of these ratios up. We'll do an updated profile after that set drops, because you know we're definitely buying that set on this channel, because I need these Toon cards. Toon Rollback lets you target a Toon monster you control and attack twice. Again, direct attacking, and you're doing it twice. What is not to love? Then 2 copies of Toon Mask. Your opponent controls a monster with a level. You summon out a Toon with the same or lower level. Not good enough to main deck, but definitely good against like those higher level decks, like Blue Eyes, Caleb. When you come back, we're playing this. Alright, so that was the profile, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Keep an eye out for the updated Toon profile when those new cards come out in June. In the meantime, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you thought of this deck profile and all our other videos. Keep an eye out for the updates on everybody's profiles, and let us know if you're excited to play the Toon cards, what cards you're excited for. Also, Dual Overload. Everyone's really excited for a lot of the cards. I just want some of the rarity bumps for my decks, but come on, everybody wants Needle Fiber.